Hello everyone. Today we start a new topic in module number 2, masonry construction. So here topic name is a pointing, and another topic is painting. So here in a pointing we discuss about what is pointing, types of pointing, and in a paint we discuss about what is paint, objects of the paint, constituents of the paint, and types of paint. So one by one we discuss on it. So here here we start what is pointing. So pointing is a finishing of the mortar joint in a masonry, and it is ex in exposed masonry joints are a weakest part, and pointing consists of a racking of joint to the depth of 10 to 20 mm. So uh, after completion of the brickwork, cement sand is by manually or by hand forcefully fill up in a joints in a masonry work, and after forcefully compacting by the hand is called a pointing. So at the end of the masonry work, pointing is compulsory required to fill up the joints or a gap between the two layers. Now here next topic is the types of pointing. So here main eight type of the pointings. First one is a flush point. Second one is a keyed or a groove point. Third one is a recessed point. Fourth one is a weathered point. Fifth one is a V point or a bucket point. Sixth one is a beaded point. Seventh one is a tuck point, and eighth one is a struck point. Now one by one we discuss on it. So see this figure. In this figure, flush point is provided. So the flush point pointing may be labeled as a flushing point, which is made by wiping over the finishing point with the piece of rough cloth, and does not give a good appearance, but it is durable and it does not provide any space for the accumulation or dust, water, etc. So here see this figure. In this figure, so after completion of the work, flush pointing is done, and by forcefully or by piece of the rough cloth uh, pointing is done. Now next type of the pointing is a key or a groove point. So in this type of the mortar is first up flush with the face of the wall, and a semicircle notch is formed by tool known as a pointer. So here see in this figure uh, small curve shape is generated, is known as a groove pointing, and generally in a construction, current construction, groove point is provided as a pointing work, and this type of the pointing give as a attractive appearance to the surface, and mostly used for the superior work, and particularly for a vertical joints only. Now third type of the pointing is a recessed point. So here recessed point are not suitable for the building in a exposed situation, because they do not readily shed water, and this is done by the pressing the mortar backing from the edges by 5 mm or more. So here in figure you exactly seen by pressing the mortar gap is provided between the two brickwork layer, and here by pressing the edges more than 5 or more than 5 mm, pointing is done. Now phase of pointing is kept vertical, and only brick with a good frost resistance should be used with recessed joint and give a good appearance. So this type of the recessed pointing is not generally used in a external wall. Now next type of the pointing is a withered point or a V-shaped projection are made in a pointing work. So here see this figure. In this figure you exactly seen the two layer of the brick, and between the two layer V-shaped projection are made by the cement mortar. Now here V shape is a external V, so here projection is done by the external side, so it's called a withered pointing. Now next type of the pointing is a V point or a bucket handled. So this type of the pointing is generally done in a construction. So these V groove are formed by tools, and this groove is made between the two layer of the brickwork. Now another type of the pointing is a bedded pointing. So formed by steel or iron edges give good appearance but liable to damage easily. So it's one of the disadvantage of the bedded pointing. Now next is a tuck pointing. So groove of 5 mm width and 3 mm depth is prepared, and it is fitted with a cement or a putty. So see this figure. In this figure groove is made, and external side 5 mm width and 3 mm depth is prepared and fixed in a two layers of the brickwork. Now next is a stuck pointing. So face of the pointing is kept inclined at a 30-degree. Stuck pointing is done and upper edge is pressed inside face by the 10 mm. So here upper edge is forcefully force is applied and compact upper side. Now next type of the next topic is painting. So first we discuss what is painting. So the paint are a coating of a fluid material which are applied as a final finish to the surface of the work, like a wall, ceiling, woodwork or metal work, etc. So here you generally seen so painting is a fluid material, and it is generally used for the coating purpose. And how to paint are applied. So first of all we clean the surface uh, by the sandpaper or and then after cleaning the surface we properly remove all the debris, and then after apply the first coat of the paint, and after some of the hours we apply the second coat of the paint. Now here generally different surface different number of layer is required. Like in a wooden work, a layer or a coat required is a maximum coat in a wooden work. Now in a iron work, so coating is required minimum. So here number of the coat is depend on a types of material. Now next is the object of the paint. So protect the surface from the weathering effect of the atmosphere. Now next object is to protect the decay of wood. Now third object is to protect the metal against the corrosion, and fourth one is to protect the decorative finish to obtain clean and colorful surface. Now here constituents of the paint. So here uh, paint are generally made of the following constituents. So first one is a base, and second is a vehicle, third one is a dryer, and fourth one is a coloring pigments, and fifth one is a solvent or a thinner. So here these five main thing is used, or a main constituent is used to prepare a paint. Now next is we discuss on a types of paint. So there are main 11 types of the paint are available. So here one by one we discuss on it. So first is aluminum paint. So aluminum paint is used for painting woodwork or a metal surface, and aluminum powder forms the base in the paint, and it has a good weather resistance and waterproofing qualities, and it is high reactive and resistance to corrosive action of the seawater. Now it is used for the painting metal roof, silos, machinery, electric poles, telephone poles, oil or gas storage tanks, etc. So generally aluminum paint are generally used in a industrial purpose. Now next type of the paint is the anti-corrosive paint. So it is used to protect the metal surface against the adverse effect of moisture, fumes, acid, corrosive chemical, etc. So it consists of the oil and strong dryer and coloring agent mixed with a fine sand, and cheaper than the white paint. So it's a anti-corrosive, name indicate anti-corrosive paint. So here corrosion is not done on the surface, so it's called a anti-corrosive paint. Now third type of the paint is a asbestos paint. So this type of the paint is specially suitable for the patchwork or a sloping leakage in a metal roof, uh, stopping leakage in a metal proof. Now asbestos coating is sometimes used as a damp proof cover for outer face of the basement wall. Now next is a fourth type of the paint is a bituminous paint. So bituminous paint are prepared by dissolving asphalt, tar or a mineral pitches in a naphtha, petroleum or a white spirit. Now these paint give a black appearance and deteriorate when exposed to the direct sun rays. Now fifth type of the paint is a bronze paint. So this paint is oftenly used for the painting interior or exterior metallic surface. On account of its highly reactive property, it is commonly applied on a radiator, and aluminum powder or copper powder are a pigment commonly used in this paint. So here compulsory bronze paint, aluminum powder is compulsory required. Now sixth type of the paint is a cellulose paint. So this paint is a different form of ordinary oil paint, and it is prepared from the nitrogen cotton cellulose sheets, and photographic films and any other acetate substituents are used, and the paint give a smooth finish which remain unaffected by hot water, smoky or acidic atmosphere, and due to its high cost it is used for the painting for a motor car and aeroplane. So here generally in a car or vehicles like a motor car or aeroplane, cellulose paint is required. Now seven type of the paint is a casein paint. So on account its a high capacity, the paint can be applied on a new plaster without any danger of scaling or alkali burning. Now it is usually applied on a wall, ceiling or cement block construction, so it give a good appearance on the surface. Now eight type of the paint is a emulsion paint. So the paint surface can be washed with water, and it is recommended for the use of stucco plaster, brick and masonry surface, and it has a high durable and a good workability of the paint. Now ninth type of the paint is enamel paint. So enamel paint are used for the both the interior and exterior wall, and they are not affected by the atmospheric action, and it is commonly used for the paint is used for the plaster surface, concrete surface and stair, etc. Now 10th type of the paint is a oil paint. So oil paint is an ordinary paint, consists of two principal constituents, a base and a vehicle. So these are the two principle of the oil paint. First one is a base and second one is a vehicle. Now oil paint are generally used in a three coat. First is a prime coat, second is a undercoat, and third one is a finishing coat. So these paint are cheap, easy to apply, and possess a good capacity and low gloss. Now they are used for all the type of the surface, like wall, ceiling, wooden work, metal work, etc. Now 11th type of the paint is a plastic paint. So plastic paint consists of a plastic as a base which form the main constituents of paint, and these are the quick drying, high covering powder and decorative appearance. These paint become very popular in nowadays. So generally plastic paint sometime some people use in interior paint in a houses. So here we complete our topic, and also we complete our module number 2, masonry construction. Thank you.